right.
Hey, no actual good guitaring.
So, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, so you know what that means? Feeling good on a Wednesday.
Joey's like, what is wrong with you guys?
Joey's like, I'm never coming here ever again. So
They baited me into this.
I was not warned of the shenanigans.
yeah.
I have a strict no shenanigans policy. So.
You're like, I was lured here with root beer and tacos and amplifiers and was told nothing else. Showed up, there's a bunch of cameras, a bunch of weird dudes.
Yeah.
This is actually a pretty common Wednesday night for me.
Yeah, exactly. What's everybody up to tonight? We're gonna try to read your comments as we go, but yeah, I'll try to get to everything. Like Lefty Mike, why does Sweetwater not carry the 740 head and cab? Sweetwater doesn't carry, and most of our retailers don't carry any Mark II versions of the amps, and the 740 is still currently only a Mark II. So yeah, it's a special night tonight. We got our good friend Joey Landreth, who just before we started, I was like, so what should we play? And he was like, I don't think you play the guitar because I've never been in the room with you.
That's what he said. He said, I've never seen you play guitar in all the time I've known you.
I've known you for like 40 years and I've never seen you play the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a fine guitar player.
Thank you, Joey.
You play the hell out of the C, F, and G chord.
I know.
Yeah.
John Joy, send me your address. I'll just put it in the mail for you. No problem. Anybody who wants anything, I'll send it to you. Just give me your address.
Joey brought a big van. You brought your tour van here today.
That's right. I'm going to load it up full of Revv amps, and I'm just going to Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So the deal was, it was whatever you could carry out in 2 trips that we would let you leave here with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little scared. So
I brought my biggest pants with
yeah.
pockets. Biggest pocket pants.
Those are back in now. The baggy pocket
The
pants.
baggy pants?
They're
Thank God. I hung on to mine from 1998.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your
All
parachute
the
pants?
the Jinko jeans and the Flame Boys and like all the good stuff.
Hammer pants.
Man,
Exhaust.
do you remember exhaust jeans?
Oh, yeah.
My mom would take us to the mall, and we'd like just go, oh man, I just want those purple jeans so bad. But they put the pockets lower and the zipper longer, so it looks like you were pulling them down, but you actually weren't.
No. Fancy.
Yeah, and you were a real badass if you actually sagged your jeans.
I was gonna say that's like the parent-friendly version.
Yeah.
It would allow you to wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never allowed to wear clothes like that. I grew up in the country, bud.
Nice.
Someone tell Joey Les Paul should never have a pick guard.
Yes.
Frig off.
No.
Oh, you're on Luke's side. This is an ongoing gear and beer debate.
This is one of our debates, yeah.
Man,
So-
I took the pick guard off of my I-35 and legitimately got hate for it.
Really?
Well, those people are stupid. You should kick them in the teeth.
But look how nice this pick guard looks on
It
this
does look
guitar.
nice on that guitar.
But
It's like
Okay, so I will say that is not as slanted. That's what I don't like about the Les Paul pickguard. It's like slanted so much. That's
yeah, but
still
you're
very
actually
flush.
good. You're actually good at the guitar.
No, that's
See,
a
I just
lie.
do flappy hands, and so this actually just keeps my flaps from going too far.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that. Works with that.
You're only saying that because I'm standing here. It's fine.
Nope.
No.
No, I'm on the non-pickguard side, but it looks good on that guitar.
I literally made Luke. You know Luke, right? Like
Yeah.
my nephew.
Yeah.
I made him take all the pick guards off all the guitars.
There's
Here,
one,
day.
Derek. There's one right there on the deluxe on the side.
The pick guard from my gold top Les Paul is here.
See, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that that's the thing. I mean, I know that Slash doesn't have a pick guard on his guitar,
right.
right?
That's
right.
why you're on that side.
Sam just figured out why I don't have pick guards on Les Pauls.
That's also why he only wears top hats when he plays guitar.
Exactly.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep being like, Derek, you're not a top hat kind of guy.
He wore a denim jacket today. It's one step in
I
that
know.
direction.
Slowly turning into a hipster.
I was saying,
slow as
Dorian
possible.
tells you to buy a denim jacket and it's cool because you're the same age, but when we tell you, it's stupid.
Yeah. 100% true. Kids these days.
So disrespectful. They have no
like-
idea.
know.
Dorian's laughing in the background.
Because he knows he's right. Dorian's like our elder. Dorian's like the one dude here besides Dan that is older than me. Oh no, Craker's older than me too.
Right.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that's what happens when I hang out with Sam and Manny and a bunch of youngins.
Who are
Yeah.
also in their 30s, not that young. But, yeah. How's it going, everyone? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of comments coming in.
Oh yeah, I think I'm entering into a comment battle with Dan Lacroix. I don't know. Lacroix.
Yeah.
Joey's chance for attention. Complete the following. I feel the need to. Oh man, I have a toddler at home. My brain does not work fast. I literally was trying to come up with something and I heard the gears just go like.
Yeah. I'm depleted of this type of
I feel the need to sleep.
I was gonna say I feel the need for sleep.
Yeah,
Because That's what
Who
you
am
don't
I
get
complaining?
anymore.
You have 4 kids. I have 1 kid.
Yeah, but I have an amazing wife, so not that your wife is not amazing, but
She's
sorry,
probably- she's probably watching.
I'm
That's
very,
not what he
I'm
meant.
very sorry. No,
That is what he
that
meant.
yeah, and I have mostly well-behaved children. Although my 2-year-old, I came back, so I was gone for 3.5 weeks, which in like the span of like having a little guy that's like 2 years, leaving for 3.5 weeks, which you know what this is like.
Yeah.
You come back and you're like, oh, things are different. Like, you don't shut up.
Oh man.
And
yeah.
like, it's awesome, but also, I have been away from constant like attacking and chattering for 3.5. I mean, not really. I was with a bunch of adult children.
You're looking at me. I was maybe.
Well, you're the youngest one here, so
That's fair.
The disrespect.
I know.
Yeah, I came
But
home from my last trip and my daughter Joni was like asking me questions about things like, "Hi, Daddy, how was your trip?" I'm just like, "What?"
Yeah. When did we get to this?
Yeah, I mean it's great. It's so fun.
Max now, like my little guy's name is Max, and his he now comes up with all the phrases that we actually all use in the shop now. So
He says funny things.
Oh,
yeah.
he says very funny things.
Oh,
so
yeah.
right before I left, I was like, "Hey, buddy, Daddy's gonna pack his truck tonight for his trip," and he's like, "Oh, nice, good."
Oh, nice.
So now, like, it's like so patronizing, but it's like, "Oh, nice, good." So
That's just what we say now.
and then as soon as I got home, his new one is, "Let's go, Daddy, let's go." like where? Like, I'm home. No, we're not going anywhere now.
Just
But
somewhere.
it's just like, let's go.
Somewhere you need to provide me adventure.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So, which
That's great.
You know, being in your 40s and having a 2-year-old is, I don't highly recommend it to people. But you know,
I'm almost
yeah.
in my 40s, but
My parents had my sibling when they were 40. Like my mom was 41, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
There's
crazy.
this
to think
thing about
actually.
like being tired. That when you're 30, it's not nearly as bad as once you're in your 40s.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm 36 this year, and I've toured and shitty touring, like
Yeah.
you know, where there's like 5 people sleeping in one Motel 6 room. You
You
know,
had a Motel 6?
what's that?
You had a Motel 6?
I mean, that was when we were splurging.
Yeah.
And I've never been more tired. I feel like touring like conditions you for that
Yep.
fatigue. So I was ready for it, but I'm just so tired all the time.
I 100% agree. Like, I went away for 3.5 weeks. Every night that I was gone, I did not sleep more than 5 hours. Like, for
Yeah.
3.5 weeks. Felt fantastic.
I know, dude. And I get home and I literally sleep 9 hours. Like I go to bed at like 10 o'clock and I wake up at 7 in the morning. I'm just like,
Yep.
and I don't know.
I fell asleep on the couch after putting my kids to bed at 9:30 at night. I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I felt awful. I'm not meant to. I'm
Yeah.
not meant to do this. You know what I mean? So
Anyway, should we talk
What's up,
about
Jason
guitar
Ross?
stuff or something? I don't know.
yeah, we should.
They don't
so
care for that.
We're here because we have a new combo amplifier that we did a great job of keeping it on the down low.
Did you actually?
No. Oh God,
It was
no.
horrible. So, like, dude, legit, we go to Sweetwater.
Oh man.
And Sean's shooting, and here's my shameless plugs that I'm gonna do for you to buy stuff from us. If you guys don't have a tilt boost pedal yet, well, there's not really many of them left in stock anywhere, but you should order one from the next batch because
They're coming in.
Because they're coming in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so we go to shoot the video there, and I'm talking with their video guy, and I'm like, hey, so we're gonna use the D25 for the video, but if you could like just not show like at least this part of the amp, so that you could tease it a little bit, so people go like, oh, there's a Revv, and that I've never seen that before,
Yeah.
and it's a combo. No, it's just
Full
like
frontal, like more than the pedal.
He told me like, yeah, man, no problem, and then it's just dead shot on. So immediately the comments are like, pedal's cool. What's the combo amp?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then Chicago Music, the exact same thing the next day. And I'm like, well,
It's out there
This
now.
is what we're
Welcome to
doing.
the world, D25.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But now it's officially here.
Yes,
So here you go.
yes.
The D25
You can
has
officially
arrived.
order them. They start shipping this week or early next week to all of our retailers. We're just waiting for Footswitches, to be honest.
Yeah, the amps are all good to go. We just need the foot switches to be painted, and then we are good.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I believe if Dorian has done his job, that
Yo.
at some point during the live stream, you should be able to go onto the web store and use the online designer and mock up your own custom looking one, like
He's
some of the fun ones. He's like,
he's getting there.
He's like, maybe by the end of the night or tomorrow morning it'll be ready. Yeah, you're getting the head nod of like, yeah, I'm almost there.
He's already crushed
So,
out a bunch of stuff today.
We're really on it with all of that stuff.
I mean, I barely hang on to. I'm barely hanging on at any moment.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah,
We
releasing
had
multiple
so
products around
much-
NAMM.
We had so much runway on this. like
That almost makes it worse,
Like,
though. It really does make it worse when you have time.
you tried this amp a year and a half ago.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, at No Fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow!
I
You
mean,
guys really did.
it went through a bunch of changes after that.
Yeah.
All because of the commentary that you gave. This is your baby that we have birthed.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No. You're like, I don't remember.
I don't
saying
remember what I
anything.
said. I
No.
remember really liking that actually. The prototype.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's-
plugged into it, was like, oh yeah, this is spanky.
It's very similar. Just the top end's a little bit different because Sean's ears are phenomenal. And Sean was like, we should change this. And I was like, you know what I don't do? Circuits. So,
Yeah.
hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, you wanna
Talk to
change
Sean.
it?
How do we do this?
Yeah,
exactly.
he wanted it to be like, it obviously is the two notes, but he wanted it to mic really well as well, obviously, because that's kind of like the thing.
Yeah.
It's like the first all-in-one product we've done that allows you to do both with just one thing.
I'm curious how many people are watching this. Is the first time that you've seen what it looks like at all? I mean, most people have seen it online already.
Yeah,
So,
we got a couple customs. There's the black one here is the kind of the stock option. Then there's
my
the blue.
fat ass is in the way of.
Oh, it's okay. And then there's the Oxblood. Is that what it's called? Oxblood? Something like
no.
that. I
Looks like.
I don't remember.
No. That's the. I think that might be what Matt was calling it.
There you
Anyways,
go. Oh,
There you
good
go.
camera work.
Nice.
Yeah, look at
Stupid
that.
arm out of there.
Nice. I think that's my favorite currently. Is the red? Yeah. Oh, but yeah.
There's It's on. Is it on the site now? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Kyle
didn't
posted the
check it
link.
right
Yeah,
before.
Kyle
Okay.
just dropped the link in there.
Oh,
So
sweet.
it is now available. There you go.
I don't know if that's called Oxblood. I don't remember what that's called.
Looks ox bloody to,
It,
to me.
it, it, it looks like a murdered Vox.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Looks fine.
Yeah, I like it.
Looks nice.
I like it.
I don't know.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
I don't know, man.
My-
Looks
this
whatever.
one, what-
Yeah, the
like,
blue- yeah, that's your
my-
favorite. Gotcha.
My
That's-
favorite
that's
is
Derek's
like
color,
I
that's the
love
blue.
baby blue. Like I just got. This is one of the things I got while I was gone to NAMM. The fine folks at Schecter gave me.
Excuse me.
You know Nick Johnson?
No.
You don't know Nick Johnson?
Should I know Nick Johnson?
You should. He's like.
That's his guitar. Both of these are his.
These
guitars.
are- these are his
actually this
guitars.
is too.
But yeah,
Funny.
Like he personally owned these, or these are
no, no,
his signatures?
his signatures. Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
mine and Sam's are USA Strats, but this is his Telecaster. This is an import though.
It's an import. It's probably one
Yeah.
of the
Now,
nicest.
what am I supposed to do with this
Yeah.
now? What have I done?
Put it over there for now.
Anyway,
It's one of the nicest import tellies I've played for sure.
the only reason I mention it, the reason I'm surprised you wouldn't know Nick is I think you would like Nick's playing.
Yeah,
He's
great.
tasty player, and he's from Guelph, Ontario.
Guelph, Ontario.
Yeah,
Yes.
another fellow Canuck.
Yes. Sweet. I don't know how to
Not
play
bad
that.
For whatever.
like
it
the
costs,
neck on
yeah.
that for an import, like for an Indonesian-made guitar is pretty slick.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know a
Definitely
lot of
feels
people.
like it's more money than maybe whatever they're selling it for.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
it
they're
does.
they're like under. They're like what, $1,500?
Yeah.
something like
The
that.
bang
Top-
for the
like
buck.
tops.
Which I mean, I haven't bought an entry-level guitar or like a mid-level guitar in
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
So the difference in what we used to buy, I mean, we're not that far apart in age, but what we used to get for $800 versus what you get now for $800 is like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Very
you
very
get the
different.
equivalent of a custom shop Strat for $800 compared to what we used to get.
Oh man. Yeah. My first $800 guitar was a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I loved it.
Remember Jay Tercer guitars?
Hell yeah, I remember
I was,
Jay
I was,
They're
I was
such
thinking.
pieces of
I was
shit,
thinking like
such garbage.
Samick.
Salmon.
Samick was better than Jay Tercer.
Man,
but
I used
yeah.
to teach guitar lessons back in the day, and all my students had Jay Tercers or Samiks, and they were all just horseshit.
Or like the
Yeah.
Pacificas now are good.
Seriously,
They're
good.
like really good guitars. Like I know
Yeah.
a couple dudes that actually like play them seriously, and like the old Pacificas were this like the same
just
thing, you know?
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Totally.
every Jay Tercer was set up for slide, not intentionally.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's like literally every guitar feels better than my guitar because all my guitars just like set them up nice and then throw it down the stairs, and then perfect.
And then
Yeah.
that's the
well,
vibe.
you want to fight your guitar as much as possible.
I don't want to, but it's when I play when I had Lucas Roger do a setup for me recently. Just like I had some, I can't remember what I had him do, but said, give it a setup. I normally do my own setups, and I said, like, set it up really nice, and then walk it back shitty, like 20%, and it still played too well. But I don't. It's like I said, it's not that I like it that way. It's just that when I play a guitar that's set up really well, it's just I can't do my stupid flappy hand thing.
You gotta fight it a little bit and feel it.
Yeah.
I 100% disagree with that statement.
That's the opposite of me too. But,
but
you're a real guitarist.
I was gonna say,
so
I need to be as like buttery as possible. Like,
So is the definition of a real guitar player like just somebody who literally just does the same thing over and over and over?
no, the
No, you
definition
just
of a
have to feel- you have
real
to feel
guitar
pain
player
while you
is
do
your
it.
photo in the dictionary as somebody who actually creates a style that no one else does, and that like
Wow.
the amount of times I've heard people say, the Joey Landreth thing, and I'm like, better than you think. I'm like, yeah.
it's
Well, I do.
Jeez, that's really nice of you to say. I'm just trying to.
Dude, the amount of people at NAMM this year that came in that obviously have never seen any of the old Revv stuff that like we've done, or like the old two-note stuff that were just like, oh, you're from Canada, like, do you know this guitar player Joey Landreth? I think he's related to Sonny Landreth. I'm like, he's not? I'm like, but yes. I'm like, yeah.
We're neighbors.
And they're like, and do you know Ariel Posen? I'm like,
Also neighbors.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know if he goes by Ariel, but
It's funny though.
cool.
Like
Yeah.
to us, I mean, it sounds kind of like whatever to say, but it's like to us, it's the community that we grew up in. But it's just cool to see how many people have gone out and made that type of impact, and people don't even really know that it's all the same kind of community. It's
Totally.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
genuine
yeah.
rock stars.
Yeah.
From our city. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Just to make you feel weird and like, I'm gonna just keep
Well,
piling on as much
I'm
as you
outta
like.
here.
You're like, well,
Yeah.
I've had my ego stroked well for. No.
I'm good for
I'm
like
gonna
2
sleep
years.
like a baby.
Yeah. We got some people asking to hear some amp things.
Sure,
But yeah, we can get to that. That's why we're here. We'll get to it.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna talk about combo amps because I've never been a big combo guy, and to be honest, like we've had people say like, why did the combo, or why did we do a combo, or what's going on? Why is there no G25? I saw somebody else asked about that. The reason there's no G25 right now is because I hate high gain combo amps.
It's a different thing.
Like to me, high gain amps go with like big cabinets, like at minimum 2x12s, normally 4x12s.
I feel like it also comes down to like a lot of the session guys too. Like they want a platform that they can bring their rig and hook it up to and be able to do that. Whereas like the high gain thing, the G20 is kind of like the all-in-one thing, and I feel like that's just less sought after in a combo amp unless it's like a practice amp, or like you know what I mean. Like,
Do you like high gain? I mean, you don't use high gain.
Not really a high gain guy.
Yeah.
I guess like because I use a lot of.
You use a lot of pedals for
I
a
use
lot of gain.
Yeah. So I guess I am a high gain guy, but just in a different way. But
But not from an amp.
not from an amp. No.
not
Yeah.
like a the only thing I could think of was when PV did that 6505 combo, but it still sounded different. Like it didn't sound
dude.
sound like the head at all. Like it was a different thing.
5150 combo weighed like 90-some pounds. And
Oh, dude, my
Yeah.
high school jazz band or band room had a 5150 combo, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I really liked it though.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it sounds like a head, but you know what's better? A head in a cabinet for that thing.
There you go.
For what that does. So I mean, that's always been the way that I've been. I've watched, like, when I watched Long and McQuaid here locally. I mean, I watched the boogie combos, like the high gain ones, like the Mark Vs and stuff like that. I watched them sit and collect dust in stores.
Right.
And I'm like, people buy rectifiers and they buy Mark Series heads and JCM 800s and JCM 2000s and other terrible things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get a
like the
JMP.
DSL combos or whatever. Like,
Yeah. No, to me, so that's why there's no G25. But if you guys want it, like if people want it, we will build it. I also like closed back cabinets for high gain stuff. And that'd be really difficult to do.
And Chad made a really good point too. It's like a 112. Like I feel like with a high gain head, like we're talking about like a modern high gain thing, it does have a lot of reliance on the low end for that type of tone, and like a 112 doesn't quite bring that.
No.
It's a different like type of feel entirely.
You're kind of like
Yeah.
it's kind of apples and oranges sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
if you want your 112 combo amp to chug, you're walking the wrong dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
like
that's
trying
not
to-
really what they do.
No.
It's like trying to rev up your engine in your Honda Civic. This is not cool. Like, you could do it. You can race that car.
It'll last.
But you
It'll
shouldn't.
last
So
for
many people
400,000
who are just
kilometers.
like, can you play something, please?
No.
I mean,
No.
you don't want to hear me play it, and
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's and people ask why did we do a combo? We just had tons of requests for one, and truth be told, Long McQuaid, when we started dealing with them, at first they didn't want to carry the generator, and I was like, that's fine, you can carry the pedals and D20 and the G20, and they're like, what we want is we want 40 watt and under combos,
right.
and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
and we'll build that. And Sean had a lot of ideas about what he wanted to see changed on the. Like from the original D20, he wanted all of the extra top end that you hear in this,
Right.
And he wanted the top end characteristic to be different too, not just brighter, but
Right.
it's a little bit rounded.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Again, for a miking application, and I think also too, we got a lot of requests for it because people liked the D20 as a platform, and this type of physical format, I think, is what a lot of people who might want to take that onto a gig are going to be using, that are traveling with a pedal rig and stuff that don't want to, like, they literally want like the two pieces, and that voice really would be something that worked well for this, which is another thing that people were saying that we wanted to try out. So. Yeah.
it's like making a stretch limo out of a Chevette. You can do it, but why? 100%.
Yeah.
James knows what's up. I don't know if his name's actually James. It's JW James.
I don't know. I mean, he can.
D20 weight, 32 pounds.
Yeah, it's quite light.
Yeah.
Very much.
What is that in
compared-
stone?
I don't know what stone is.
I don't know. I mean,
All my
is
all
there
my
any-
UK friends in the house know
I was
what's
gonna
up.
say, is there anyone from the
when-
UK watching right now that we have to answer that?
I lost 30 stone. Like, oh wow.
The weight of 3 turkeys. The worship crowd might pick up on it. Yeah, I mean that's like for me. That's the only place I play anymore is when I play at church. So, yeah, there's times where I would use it. There's a lot of even at church. There's a lot of like silent stage stuff. So you're not really going to use the speaker anyway. But
Yeah.
But if you want like one, I don't know. The older I get, the more like I play less high gain stuff too. I play more like low to mid gain stuff. So when I normally do play, I use a pair of I use a pair of D20s. I just don't have a dry signal in the middle. Mm-hmm. Right? So
Yeah.
I use that and run stereo. So yeah. What do you guys personally prefer, a D20 in a cab or the new combo? I mean,
I like the combo. I mean, it does sound like it is. I wouldn't say it's revoiced, but it does sound different, and like some of the layout is different, I guess, which allows you to do like the. I guess it's just the layout that's different. It does sound different though, because it's 5 watts more. Like it does have a bit more headroom. It's a little bigger sounding.
apples and oranges.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It is not exactly the same thing for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you notice a big difference? I mean, you've used D20s a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Between the D20 and the D25.
Yeah.
I don't really like. To be honest, not so much. But I didn't really play them side by side.
Right.
So, and that's kind of like. I mean, yeah. I feel like you'd have to actually do a bit of a shootout to kind of really see what they do. I mean, you can tell they're from the same family.
Yeah.
And yeah.
They're
And
meant to take
it's
pedals well.
definitely a pedal platform kind
Yeah.
of situation. So
Yeah.
that's great, and it's small and
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll quit talking. You guys want to hear it? We'll let Joey play it.
Oh,
Joey,
God.
Joey has. It's actually funny that so my board that we kind of threw together at NAMM with a bunch of pedals that we got from some people at NAMM has all stuff that I think Joey would actually use. Like we were just talking about this like Kernom Ridge pedal and how this is really cool, and you've just gotten one, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Joey has the board that's full of nothing but Revv pedals.
Sorry, did I take everybody's head off?
Man, he's like, no, it's all good.
Yeah. I'll just play some sounds through it, I guess.
Kevin, it's not a plate or a spring reverb.
No, it's digital, but it's modeled after Spring, is it not?
I think so.
Yeah, it's digital reverb.
It's this similar unit to what's in the. I guess a different voicing than the 120, but.
I also have the slap delay on. I'll turn that off. That's with the overdrive. Do you want to hear it with the overdrive on or no?
You can do whatever you'd like. I like somebody that says flappy hands making music. I don't know how you do that, man. Like, I don't know how you...
Dude,
like,
100%. Yeah. Terry, that is through the 2 notes, but we got some mics here that we're going to try out in a bit, too. You can try both the things. We just can't talk while we do it, so...
oh,
And we love to talk.
We do.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that sounds killer.
Yeah, it feels good. This drive pedal rocks.
I like it. Sean did a really good job.
The tilt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real nice.
I like that.
Sorry.
I like that one. I do. Everything in mine sounds very, very dark, though.
It's
Let's
probably,
fix that.
is it the Strymon or is it?
Oh yeah, it could be all the church stuff.
How can you play in a way that we can simultaneously hear so much and not at all at the same time?
What's that?
That's just, I don't know, the tone that you were describing.
Yeah, it's
trying to be funny.
there's a lot of stuff there, but it's like very fuzzed out and like, yeah.
I don't know, I think it sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds real good.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, so I just have the tilt overdrive on, but there's just the amp with the Reverb. I guess that delay is on. Oh. That's making it darker.
What is it? Oh, the MXR.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Big
for
time.
sure.
What the hell is with my pedal board and delay pedals
No,
ruining?
the carbon copy is like known for doing that.
Yeah.
My timeline started doing that. I had
Well,
to
that
send it back to
that was a
Strymon.
legit thing, though.
I had to send it back
Yeah.
to Strymon twice now. I mean, it's like 10,
I
10
had
years
your
old.
your timeline for a very long time.
Yes.
It was almost my timeline.
It very much was almost. It's okay. I've had your King of Tone and your Nordvang and your Bernie Sanders clone and
Yeah, right.
many little things have been here for a while. So, talking about combo amps, you have a bunch of combos.
I do. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. What do you have?
Oh God.
I know you have a brown face concert that.
I have a brown face concert, 62 concert. I have a 1960 brown face super. I have 66 blackface deluxe, a 65 blackface deluxe. I have a 68 super reverb, like a silver face. I think it's a 68. Actually, no, it might be a little older.
70.
I think, yeah, maybe 70.
70, yeah.
But I got one of those, and yeah, I'm very much a combo guy. But that's kind of like the way that I play. That's like what I grew up playing, but also like the kind of music that I play.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And like, a head and a closed back 412 just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't. absolutely love the way that sounds. I do, but when I plug into it, it's not becoming of my flappy hands. The bottom end for me, like in a closed back cab, the bottom end is just too tight.
Right.
And I totally understand why people want it, but for the kind of stuff that I want, I do want it to be a little more open and be a little less sort of punchy in that regard. And I mean, like, it's a fine line, right? Like, it's not like I want it to be floppy and, flubby, but I just don't want it to be that really, really tight, like, percussive thing. I want there to be a little bit of give just because of...
what you do lends itself to that, like, constantly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
And there's, like the way that I play, that sort of configuration is too stiff.
Yep.
And again, I totally understand when I plug into an amp like that. I totally understand what it's for. It's not for what I do. So, I'm a really, really big fan of combos, and I also like, especially with the old stuff, when you get them really cranked up, there's like a cool thing that happens with the physical structure of the amp too, because everything is involved, and it's like, the tubes are rattling away with the speaker, which can be a problem, but can also be pretty cool. And I often run my combos into a cabinet in an ISO booth, and it's fine, but it's not quite as good as like having it in the
physics
room.
of the thing literally just driving, like, and breaking up. Yeah.
This is probably all completely wrong as far as like technical speak goes, but I find old combos, there's something about the way the power section works in old combos that is so much less efficient than new amps, that like when you have them wound right up, there's something special that happens because the power section is reacting so different than anything newer at all.
Yeah.
That
100%. Yeah, 100%.
most shit I could just shovel to make it seem like I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, but it's true. Like, it's just the mechanics of like those components probably working harder because they're not as efficient as you're saying. Like, they're really driving physically, and obviously with the inconsistencies too, sometimes there's just these things that just happen.
Yeah,
it's kind of, and it's a well-known thing. Like, anybody who has old like Fender gear, or I'm sure like old Marshall stuff too.
Yeah,
but like, if you clean all that stuff up in the circuitry, it doesn't sound right anymore. Right. And it's like, you can go and fix all of the mistakes and yada yada yada, but. Anyway. I like them. I really, really like them.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, like I have one high gain combo. Like, I have Marshall 70s JMP. I never play it. I mean, that's not saying much because I don't play a lot of stuff. But I like that you lost your ears. It's perfect. Don't worry.
Nothing to see here, folks.
I was gonna say,
just
don't
a
let anyone
normal
see
day
what
on the
happened.
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a fan of like the Fender style, like the older Fender combos and stuff like that. I think there's just a certain robustness to them when you really crank them up.
That's kind of what they're meant to do, and I feel like the more modern kind of stuff, it just doesn't necessarily translate because that's not what it's trying to do.
Well, they're trying to make them smaller, lighter weight, more efficient.
Yeah.
Better at low volume, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything that we do, we try to make everything work at bedroom
sure.
volume as well, because for most musicians, that's what you have to have happen. So,
But definitely getting Sean's input on the sound of this allowed us to kind of push it in the direction in terms of when it starts to break up, responding more like amps, like that.
Yes.
Like, obviously Dan is the one who's built them, but I definitely have said to Dan and Sean both, like, Sean's ears and understanding of those mechanics and why those old things sound cool, mixed with Dan being able to make it sound like that has been like a really cool thing to watch.
Yeah, that's cool.
100%.
And the feel of it, right?
Yeah, it's all about the feel stuff.
Because you don't want it to be stiff.
It's true.
Yeah, no fun.
Does it gent, Ghoster?
Oh God.
That's D-gent.
Does it
No, it is gent. It is gent. No, Joey's right. Will it do it with single coils? Let's see. Let's throw the G3 on and see if it does it with single coils.
Yeah. It can do those things if you want
That's all
it
we
to.
need to do of that.
Somebody asked,
Wait, what? Okay, well, what makes something gent? What's the difference?
It's literally like the onomatopoeia of that sound. It's like gent, gent, gent. It's like a heavily muted 4-note power chord.
Ah, hell yeah.
It's like stupid, but that's literally like it's literally the sound.
It's just the sound.
And it's funny because like everyone's like, oh, Periphery did it, but it's like no, it's like it was what. Yeah, all the good shit. It's like Meshuggah came up with that word to describe the guitar tone they were using like in the 80s because it was just like so robotic and just like, you know, like it's literally they just thought it was a stupid word for the sound and then it like spawned a whole subgenre of music.
I love it.
Like it's
I
pretty
actually
funny.
really like knowing the history of that because like I hear people say that all the time and I'm just like, what even is this?
I think when people say that they're just referring to like really compressed like tight lower tune guitars.
Yeah.
But like where it came from was literally from that. Like Meshuggah's like that's what it sounds like.
Totally does.
That's literally it.
Nice.
It's pretty great. But yes, it will. If it does it with single coils and a G3, then we're good. So
All right, so people asked, what has changed from the D20 to the D25? So we pride ourselves on, listening to people about what they don't like about our gear or what they would love to see improved or changed, right? So first thing, Sean, I remember when he like demoed the original like prototype D20 that we had at NAMM in 2019 when we were launching it. 2019. That was right. It was in March, just as we were getting ready to release it, and that's when we brought him on staff. And I remember back then him saying like, if we ever do a V2 or do a combo or anything, I would like to have some input. I have some thoughts about what could be better. Not like, I always like hearing that. Like, I'm not precious about. I mean, probably because I'm not our designer. I'm not precious about like, oh, something doesn't work for you. Okay, what is that? So I can try to find something that does work for you. Mm-hmm. Unless you're, some weirdo that like you just love shit tones. Like they're like legit. There are people that like that, right? But like for the most part, if I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea that I think most people are going to appreciate.
That's how Derek feels about the Mauler.
Yeah, no.
I was just gonna say.
HM2s, man. It's a hard one for me. It's a hard one for me to figure out how to play.
The what?
The Mauler.
Turn that white pedal on.
It's like if
Do
you
it.
so if you go to the blend knob and turn it all the way to the left.
Yeah, do that.
Go to the blend knob, go all the way to the left.
Giver.
Yeah, and then turn the two knobs on the left row all the way up.
They're almost there anyway.
And then turn it on and have fun.
There you go.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. That's great.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I did that to you.
That was beautiful.
Mauling for the Lord.
Dude. So that's Glenn Fricker. You know Glenn Fricker, the YouTuber?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's Glenn's signature pedal that we did with him. That on one side it's like his / Dan's take on a Boss HM2 like heavy metal pedal, and on the other side it's kind of like a G3 and a G4 combined. And it is the hardest thing in the world for me to demonstrate because
that's literally
because I don't know how to play. The HM2 is supposed to
loud.
sound like a Swedish like chainsaw metal, and I'm like I can't do that.
But it can kind of do that.
Yeah.
Like not horribly.
It can do wonderful things, just not with my hands on it. I legit know a lot of people that play. There's a bunch of people that tried it at NAMM that thought it was like one of the best pedals we've ever built, and I was like,
I gotta say, I do kind of like the texture of the drive. It's like it's pretty gnarly.
grainy, but it still like fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you heard it. Yeah, Sean Tubbs, how's your day going? Oh, just mauling for the Lord. So
Nice.
So yeah. What's up, Sean? Anyway, now I lost my train of thought. No, so we try to listen to people. Try most of the time. Now, so the things were the top end. Headroom was a big thing, and actually the first D20s that came out didn't have enough headroom. Henning Pauly complained about it. And Dan like pushed it a little harder. And then when we were talking about this, we were like, okay, how do we get even more? And Dan was like, well, technically, I can push a pair of 6V6s to 27 watts. He's like, and I can keep it clean, like a little longer. And I was like, cool, do that with this, but D27 sounds funny, so let's make it 25 watts.
Yeah.
And that's why it's 25 watts.
Yeah.
Everything is very technical here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Round to the nearest number that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a prime number.
Is it?
Actually, I don't know if it's prime number. That's my favorite gag, is to just say random numbers are prime numbers, and then have people who are good at math just be like,
Yeah, really.
it's not a prime number. Yeah, it is.
It's prime. It's popular. People like it.
Yeah.
Five.
I'm
Do we
reasonable.
That's a good number.
Do you guys still play in church? Yeah, I mean, I played like twice in the last year because I'm never home. But I played in March before I left, so I play every.
Did
now
you
and then.
do any mauling for the Lord?
I didn't.
We got Luke to
I
do
did
that.
I did use the G3 at one point because like it does like I don't know if it's gonna take.
There's
people's heads off,
two-
like,
I thought Top Gun was coming.
yeah, I could. Yeah.
That was real close.
Dude, I did that once. I was playing at church, and the keyboard player, man, I'm gonna get in so much trouble if she's watching this, but the keyboard player was playing this horrible like 80s like pad that was like in D like. And during rehearsal as a joke, I was like. Anyway, she was like, "Yeah, that's amazing. You should do that." I'm like, "No." Like,
And
that's
here's
a joke.
why.
Yeah, and here's where I don't need to be struck by lightning in church for making a mockery of the church service. But yeah, Jason, yes, I still play at church. The other thing that changed that people asked about, we thought no one would buy cabinets for the D20. We thought everyone was just going to buy them, run them direct, because that's what it was built for, was to
Right.
have it run into front of house, into ears. So we didn't build reverb into it, because the 2 notes reverbs, as you are well aware, are very good.
They're very good.
Yeah. And I remember you telling me about, like, you were upset about the cab amp not having MIDI because you wanted to use some of their reverbs.
I did, and for a long time I used the cab amp for like a room reverb sound, but it just kind of was a bit clunky to use it in that way because it's not really what
It's designed
it's
for.
designed for. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was kind of annoying. But it was like, man, if they ever made
A reverb
a
pedal.
reverb pedal with just their algorithms, because they're so good.
Yeah.
I even went to the trouble of like making my own reverb IRs and loading them into, and it was just like a lot of work, and they didn't
For what
end
it
up-
was.
and they didn't end up sounding that good, like compared to what I was using. So, but yeah, to this day, the 2 notes like factory whatever, like that room
Yeah,
is
like the warehouse or whatever
the
it
way,
is.
yeah, that's my favorite, like actual real room sounding room reverb. Like it actually sounds like a room.
Yeah.
In the way that I like to, like, to me, my favorite guitar sound ever is off of a Jimmy Vaughn record called Out There.
Okay.
And there's always a little bit of room in his guitar sound, and
Yep.
it sounds so good. And you can get that kind of vibe with that sound. And every other, like, Big Sky, all the big reverb pedals, you dial up the room reverb sound, and it does not actually sound like a room. Drives me nuts.
But they did it.
Somebody figure it out. Well,
One
2 Notes
day.
did it, because I guess they're probably just using, like, well-made IRs
Probably.
of real rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I started getting into that and was like, oh, this is going to need a whole lot more work, and I just don't want to do it.
And then they went and made, like, from the cab to the cab amp, they made it not MIDI controllable, so they made it even, like, more difficult to use.
Well, I mean, I understand that
and no-
that's not how it was meant.
And no foot switch to turn it on and off.
Yeah. I was using it in a loop on my
Yeah.
G2, but yeah.
No,
Somebody
this is
save
not
me.
Jeremy Ham.
Jeremy Ham.
I don't know. Is Jeremy Ham the guy from Hamtone Guitars?
Yeah, he
No.
used to work at Quest. Yeah, Jamie's a great dude. That's
Does
funny.
anyone know if this guy talking is Jeremy Ham?
Yes, you are.
Hi, nice to meet you, Mr. Ham.
Yeah.
Jeremy Ham, Scott Eastfeld.
Nice.
Bruce Jacobs on the guitar.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'll just get a buzz cut going. Probably would look the same if I was bald.
Honestly, yeah.
So we added reverb so that people could use it, because people would be running it direct to front of house, but then have a reference cab and be like, sound on stage is way too dry, like it's stiff. Sound in the house is great. And then they're doubling up reverbs by putting a reverb pedal in front, and that's when we were like, nah.
No.
Ooh, there's a good one for you, Joey. What's your favorite Canadian guitarist?
My favorite Canadian guitarist, I mean, Ed Bickert. It's like a monster jazz guitar player from Toronto. He's gone now, but he's probably one of my favorites. Ian Thornley, man.
Yeah.
That dude rips. Ariel Posen, come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Murray Pulver, Austin Peroniak.
Austin is awesome.
Yeah.
He's real good.
He's real good at the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to push him down some stairs. Like, I don't want him to get hurt, but, you know.
But he needs to learn.
He just needs to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, Ian Thornley, as far as, like, guitar heroes to me, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
He's an actual rock star.
Got the
Yes.
tone, got the voice, got the vibe. Like,
Oh, man.
everything. Yeah.
One of my favorite singers also.
yes.
And favorite guitar players. Dude is a monster.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super nice too. I got
He
to
is.
meet him this summer. and
Yeah.
He was crazy nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We Chris Cadell that plays with him is
Yeah.
using one of our amps, and like also great guitar player and
Chris-
like
Chris is a good
the
friend of mine.
nicest guy
Yeah.
on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good guys. I when I lived in Toronto, I had a first Thursday of every month, me and Chris Cadell, we had a band called Randy.
Nice.
Yeah. Colin James, so underrated. Absolutely great guitar player. I love it. That's great.
Rush Alex. No, come on. Come on. I think people are
Dude, no,
trolling.
you
Alex
have a problem.
Livesy on.
You have a problem with Geddy Lee, not Alex
Yes,
Lifeson.
it's true.
Alex Lifeson's a cool guitar player.
He is.
Great. Yeah,
He
it's
is.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me and Rush just can't do it, man.
You're not cool enough. You don't get it.
100%. I'm okay with that. There's a lot of things I'm not cool enough
I
for.
actually totally like Rush. I grew up, my dad was
yeah.
never a big Rush fan, and whenever, like, I just remember when I was a kid, Closer to the Heart was, like, a big radio song.
That's a great
Yeah.
riff, too. Like,
It is such a, and it would
Yeah.
come on, my dad would be like, nah, turn it off. And then,
Dad and I would get along great.
so then I was just like, yeah, this band is garbage. And then I listened to some stuff and was like, this is actually pretty cool.
yeah.
Like-
Like, I think regardless of your stance on Geddy Lee's voice, you can't deny that they were definitely pushing what was going on at that time. Like,
100%.
Yeah, it's great tunes. Derek's like, yeah, great, cool. Shut up.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I can't listen to Rush because they never had a tampon sponsorship. That checks out. Like Anthony's talking about Nickelback. I'm like, when's somebody gonna mention Ryan or Chad? Like, no, Nickelback's.
God, Kyle, that's a very good way to put that.
Oh man, Jacob English. You know what? Actually, great point. And Joey,
Don
you're
Ross.
gonna know Don Ross is phenomenal.
I know Don
That-
also.
That loaded leather moonroof album that he had. Do you remember that? Like,
Yeah.
like forever ago.
I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, that like.
He was one of the, like, well, I mean, that style of playing's been around for a while, but like the Andy McKee thing and like all that stuff, like Don Ross was like way ahead of all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
pioneer in that realm, and
That-
just brilliant composer and mind and total sweetheart.
Yeah.
He used to come down to Brothers Landreth shows
Really?
when we play in Toronto and just scare the absolute shit out of me. He'd be like, "Friggin' Don Ross is here, God!" And then when I moved there, I got to hang out with him a couple times. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if for those of you guys watching, especially Americans, if you guys don't know who Don Ross is, go see if you can find the song "Carolyn's Quarrel with the Landlady" from Loaded Leather Moonroof. Is just like some of the best like melodic songwriting on an acoustic guitar I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, he's also a great singer too. Actually,
Is he?
Yeah, he really is. And he did a cover of a Sting tune. He did "If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free," and it friggin' rips.
Nice.
And he plays like the bass line and all the it
Yeah,
rips.
so good. All right, let's hear the damn amp. All right, you wanted to hear me?
We've been playing it the entire time.
Don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, let's. Why don't I try it without any pedals or nothing, just straight up with the amp and there's the two. So I guess one thing that's different on this from the D20 layout wise is that the gain boost is actually a button and not
Yes.
in the pot, and it is foot switchable.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can turn the Verb on. Somebody asked if the Verb was, like if this was just controlling the two notes reverbs. No, it's not. Two notes is all still separate inside the Torpedo remote software. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just, that is what it is.
Yeah.
No, so this is all independently controllable, and yeah, it's foot switchable. I have this really fancy foot switch today where it's the prototype one that is not painted.
Not painted
it
yet.
has some really, really nice green painter's tape that says gain and verb on it so that I know which is which, so. So yeah, we made that gain boost foot switchable because that was one of the other complaints is that, you know, it's completely unusable on the fly on the D20.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you play yours with, do you use yours pushed or pulled? Do you know?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just plug into it. Sounds good.
Yeah. You're like, make it sound clean.
Yeah.
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 Get out of the way. All my friggin' pedals are gonna do it.
Yeah. What's your favorite pedal right now?
My favorite pedal right now?
Favorite drive pedal? We'll narrow it down like.
Favorite drive pedal? Well, the Kernum Ridge, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that it exists. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I kind of have three right now.
Okay.
The Kernum Ridge, sorry, I just fell asleep. The Flat 5, the Poly Flat 5, the Josh Smith signature is so cool and does all kinds of weird things and also just sounds great. And then there's a, oh God, I'm drawing a blank. This is just not exciting at all.
There you hear it. His favorite two pedals.
The Love Bomb, a pedal called the Love Bomb, and it's like it's designed by this dude who makes outboard studio gear, outboard gear. He makes like a Fairchild clone, and so it's massive. Like it's not a pedal board. It's meant sort of for the studio, and it does everything from like, you know, just sort of a tone enhancer to like you can kind of get it fuzzed out, but it is unbelievable sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I feel like people are doing really cool stuff with pedals right now.
Yeah. Totally.
Like I think like we kind of were like we went from every circuit that existed was like some guy modding a tube screamer in his garage.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I'm not poo-pooing it, but it's just like that's kind of where we started. And then there was like this sort of like adolescent period in guitar pedals, and now people are just doing insane things.
I say this
insane.
I say this all the time because like there's so many people who like now distrust YouTube gear review and demo and stuff like that because they're using post-production, they're trying to, you know, they're saying everything rules and, you know, like, or this is amazing when it's not. And the reality is everything is great.
Well,
It's
I mean,
it's just a matter of whether it works for you.
the
right?
whole JHS Bad Monkey thing is a perfect example. It's like if you know how to plug, if you know how to dial a sound, like, you know, I can like I've played hundreds of festival stages, as have you, I'm sure, and like 9 times out of 10 you get a Hot Rod DeVille, which is just absolutely beat to snot and sounds awful. And your job is to make it sound great.
Yep.
And you learn how to do that. And so you can plug into a Bad Monkey and make it sound good, or a, you know, Metal Zone and make it work, because you just understand how it happens. So I think people also get kind of worked up over that, but it's like, man, if you're a professional and that's what you do for a living, you should be able to make anything sound good.
Yeah.
I think if you've got good hands, right?
Yeah.
You get
Extra flappy.
Yes, not concrete. If you've got good hands, I think you just get to the point, and you have to obviously have decent ears for it. But I think you get to the point, or at least I've gotten to the point where I have a sound that's in my head that no matter what I plug into, I will chase that sound down.
Right.
And I will find the way to get it and pull it out of whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't do it out of the Hephaestus or whatever it is. That's a challenge. I don't think.
Well, that's not what that's for.
No.
Yeah.
But like this pedal, right? Like this is one of my favorite drive pedals right now. It's this Schnobeltone Daily Driver. All right. So there's that sound, right? And then let's try. Right? You know what I mean? And then. And I'm just gonna find it everywhere I go.
Yeah.
There's just ones that make me happier.
For sure.
Because there's ones that are easier to play, like the tilt makes me happier. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing that, like, I think because I get it all the time, like people who sort of know me and they know my music, and there's this ongoing joke that I always have like a million fuzz pedals.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I buy fuzz pedals or get given fuzz pedals when I'm on the road, and so like I'll finish a tour and I'll have like 7 pedal boxes of just like
Yes.
sort of treasures that I've found. And like show to show, if I listen back to a board tape, I'm not going to be able to like, oh, that was the purple one from
Right.
whatever. But in the moment, it sounds different than what I had been using, and so it makes me play different. But the main thing for me with guitar gear is that, like, because, you know, primarily I'm a singer-songwriter, I'm out playing shows and whatever. If something is inspiring, then it keeps me in the moment, and so then I'm better at my job. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I'm not having a good time, then my mind is wandering and I'm not doing my job as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing for me, where that sort of intangible difference exists, is whether or not it's something that like keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not only the gear's job to keep me grounded. That's on me too, but it helps. You know.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, it's the same thing with nice guitars, right? Like, I've had lots of people say, like, you know, you don't have to own a $3,000 or $4,000 guitar to play live or to create music. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. But, I mean, it's whatever feels the best in your hands. And for somebody like me that doesn't play live really much anymore, it comes down to what that inspiration thing that you're talking about. Like, what is it that when I sit down and I grab it, I want to keep playing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Because there's a lot of stuff when I sit down, I'm just like, yeah, it's fine, it's nice.
I've always said that if I had to choose between like a super high-end amp and a super high-end guitar, like, or if it had to be like a piece of shit guitar and a great amp, or a great guitar and a piece of shit amp,
I'd go good.
we all have.
I'd always go good amp.
I was gonna say we all have the same answer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Because you can only make a great guitar sound so good with a bad amp.
Oh yeah.
You know, whereas with some sort of clever tricks, you can make just about any guitar sound good.
Provided it's season 2.
The bad amp is going to do so much to like make you hate what you're doing.
It's even thinking about running this thing, you know, direct, and like what difference an IR can make. It's like that's your end source, right? Like that kind of shapes a lot of the tone, and that's kind of the thing. Is like no matter what you feed into it, if it's not coming out at the end the way that you want, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Like even loading it, it was funny. Like when we did have to use modelers, I hated so many of the stock sounds, and then after we started trying a bunch of third-party IRs and stuff, and it was like literally there it is, like with the same amp profiles and everything. So I think that can kind of be said for like that argument is like your end source is going to dictate so much.
There's a massive difference if you don't have, like, if you're running anything that's got direct out solutions and you don't have proper modeling on the, or like proper IRs.
Yeah.
Travis Tingley's trying to start a fight with me.
Well, I mean, I guess all our guitars play like shit because no one ever sent us a Novo guitar. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I sent a D25 to somebody in Tennessee, but no guitar showed up here.
Huh, that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
You'd think
Weird.
that somebody might want to scratch a back, you know?
Yeah, I know. What a strange individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens, you know.
Suck tone is hard.
I was talking to Joe. Fine, Travis. Fine. You know what?
Yeah, well, I can still friggin'.
Yeah. I'm not your friend anymore now either. Then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna unfriend you on MySpace.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, why don't you play a little bit?
I feel like that's the noise in Guitar Hero when you hit the solo. It's like you get like a point. It's like it's like pretty much it. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, let's hear you do the Sam thing.
What's that?
You know exactly what it is.
Play
It's the
stupid.
composition.
Play a bunch of ninth chords and then change the one root note to that.
That's kind of how I describe my own playing too.
The Oxford one there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys want to? You guys want to hear it mic'd up too? And Manny's like, I've been waiting all night. It's an hour into the stream, and you finally acknowledge that I spent a lot of time miking this shit up. So, why don't I do this, Sam? I'm gonna give you that.
You want me to take that?
Yeah, because mine's mic'd up too, right? Yours is not.
Yeah, sure.
Derek says it just mic'd up.
Derek's is mic'd up.
Yeah, the two of you.
Did your ears trip you out there?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Manny had a mini stroke.
Oh, jeez.
I just saw you like, what just happened? You should be good there, Derek. You're not getting anything from me?
Sorry, his sessions with Jeff, his wife and I were in the front row for you and it says Joey and Co, but I'm assuming that's the bros.
Oh,
You and
nice.
Dave?
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Byron Bay Blues Fest, one of the best festivals I've ever been to. Probably actually the best festival I've ever been to in my entire life.
Also, can
amazing.
we talk about the fact that, like, you won a Grammy, kinda?
Wow.
You wrote a Grammy-winning song?
We wrote a song that the performance of said song won a Grammy.
I don't fucking care, dude.
So
won a Grammy.
we've been saying we're Grammy adjacent. Like, we don't get one.
No.
We did ask, though.
Yeah, good.
We were like, so, hey, does this
Yeah.
mean that we can get one? They were like, oh, yeah, no.
You're like, better luck next
They're like,
time.
but congratulations.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Dude, it's awesome.
That's funny.
All right.
Is your tuner on there? Is that what's going on, Derek?
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
The pedal's down. Are we coming through the...
Do you want to hear it through the mic? Do we want to try that?
Yeah. You ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I like the mic. Like it's nice hearing the space. You know?
Yeah.
Do some help.
Some help. Oh. You like jammed?
I think so,
Aside from
yeah.
like Soul Night. Yeah. Remember there was one time when I was like my first time there, and you're like, I want a drink here. I was like, okay. Never jammed with the band
Different
before.
days.
Yeah, that was like a long time ago, man. Sweet, that was
It
fun.
would have at least been 8 years ago.
Yeah,
I was gonna
man.
say,
That was wild.
Probably more. Yeah.
Thanks, man. That was fun.
This freaking guy. I don't play guitar when he's in the room. Aw.
Sweet. Cool.
Sound better if there's no pick art on that Les Paul.
yeah, see?
Welcome to the hate
My crew
stream.
is here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that thing sounds
yeah.
real good, I will say. Like,
Yeah,
that,
it's great.
That thing sounds killer. It's like super warm. I mean, your hands obviously help the flappiness, but
The flappiness is definitely the key. The key to the tone.
Yeah.
Is just keep your fingers together as much as possible.
yeah. Should we kill the
Barbie hand it.
Should we kill the mic or the speaker load?
What do you guys think of it? Yeah, it mic'd up versus the torpedo.
We could do like a quick 8B, I guess.
Oh, here's a. Can we hear a few medium gain diamonds? That's something.
diamond pedals.
No, I think like whole notes. Gring.
Oh, sure, man.
Wants to hear the tail. D20.
What do you want to hear? You want?
Here, why don't you plug back into your board, Derek? I'll give you your cable back. Yeah, I'll take this. I keep going to touch this, and it's not going to do anything for me. I have this little pedal board here.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Encouragement. Yes. All right. So.
Or just so you guys know, we can't talk once the mic's going just because of the lab. So we're going to do the actual microphone first, and then we'll switch to the torpedo and back.
Nice. Out.
Yep.
So that's with the gain on. Stop. Hear the headroom? It is very bright in the room.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. What else?
Sorry,
on
Derek. They might have not been able to hear what you were saying because you were talking while you were playing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know
Oh,
we realized
Manny.
we realized immediately.
Manny, did you want to take this time to remind me that I'm an idiot for talking?
I
while
would
was
love to take this time to remind you.
For our viewers at home.
So, for anyone wondering why we've never mic'd anything up, because Manny was like, "Hey, Derek, you're incapable of shutting up while somebody's playing, so we can never have a live mic in the room because you won't shut up."
That's not what he said word for word.
I know there was a lot more.
It was a lot worse.
Explicit.
It was
Like-
much kinder.
Hey, Derek,
Yeah.
expletive deleted, expletive deleted.
Yeah. You're saddened by the lack of Klon in this video? Yeah, I mean, I asked Joey about trying it, and then we realized that we had to start in like 4 minutes. So we were like, yeah, not today.
That's the mic. Let's switch to the torpedo quick. Where's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Where's
Oh, yeah, right here.
the speaker load?
Hoard Revv products. Come on now. You hoard all products, not just our products. Look at all the crap in here. Like, never sell anything, right, Joey?
Huh? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, not unless you have to.
No.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
if you have to eat, then
Yeah.
fine. But otherwise, no.
I mean, you can always eat a pedal.
You could try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
you cannot make a pedal
your
out of
kids-
a sandwich, so.
Your kids don't, your kids don't need to go to college.
My kids definitely don't. I
Mine
mean,
don't.
Like, if my daughter has my brain, she's gonna be a fine, I don't know,
Singer, songwriter, extraordinaire.
taco maker.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with making tacos. The world
Yeah.
needs those. I was gonna
really
say
upset
when I was
about
in
that, you
was
know?
in high school, we had a saying.
Is that you taking a shot at me? Is that what you're doing?
Oh no! I mean, yeah, but no.
yeah. Your tacos
You're like,
are-
you know what? You
are
were
great.
fine. It was fine.
I mean, the tacos. Derek makes a mean taco. Nick Ricefilm says, "Use the Mauler. I dare you." We already did.
yeah, I don't have one.
Thanks for tuning
Nick's
in
from,
late, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Nick? He's
I
from,
don't.
from Worship Tutorials. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick's awesome. He was the guy at NAMM who was like, man, the Mauler's awesome, and Derek's
Yeah.
like, really?
I'm like, you guys love the Mauler?
I like the Mauler.
I'm not trying to crap on it. I'm saying the guys who are normally known for like,
For Mullen.
well, yeah, like
Mauling
for
the Lord.
huge, huge delays and reverbs and like clean guitars are like, what's that? And I'm like, that's not for you.
Yeah.
And then they turn it on. They're like, that's 100% for me. I'm like, all right.
There it is. So sorry, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So angry.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's good for some things, but like when you were playing as a slide or like a fuzz thing, sorry, wow, like a slide pedal, like a fuzz. Like it does. That was a bad wrong note, but it has like a cool, almost like synth-like character
Totally.
in that sense. Yeah, like, sounds good for that.
You heard it here first. Joey Landreth's new favorite pedal in the world, the Northern Mauler.
I don't know what just happened. I'm so sorry about that. That'll never happen again.
Sounds sweet, man.
Somebody asked to hear the tilt. Which one, the overdrive or the boost? Here's the boost. Flick that drive switch on.
Yeah, drive switch always on. I wasn't a drive switch on guy, and Sean showed me the way.
It's really booming. Here's the tilt overdrive. There you go. Yeah.
It's the
What the heck?
It's the radio frequencies in this room. Manny was using his RF scanner earlier, and it was catastrophic.
Anybody? Oh, thanks. I'm not great with a slide, but it means a lot that you said that I'm a killer slide player. You know, I've been trying for a long time, and finally I'm getting some acknowledgement, man.
I mean, you've been practicing.
I know.
Joey's learning how. Actually, you should teach him.
I'm pretty new to it, you know. So.
He's never done it before ever. Yeah.
At the playground. Yes, I have. Yeah. Nice stoves, nice. Oh, nice, good.
Oh no.
I feel like there's an inside joke here.
That was nice, good. That was his son.
Yeah. Oh, nice, good.
Nice, good. There's lots of inside jokes though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you got to see this stupid Boss MA1 thing that I bought. This like micro amp pedal thing.
It's like a Boss battery belt clip amp from like the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
It's that thing right there, bottom
yeah.
bottom
That yellow
shelf
thing.
to
Oh,
the right.
wow.
It's terrible.
I mean, that is not a surprise.
No.
we mic'd it with a 57, and it was as expected.
You're just like, wait, this might actually be. No,
It was
turns out
like
it's not.
pure top end with like some clipping.
Kyle, there is zero chance I can play the Top Gun anthem on Joey's guitar.
Oh yeah, no, you have to now.
No,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I
go.
don't.
It's in the C tuning.
Yeah,
Oh no,
like-
it's in the wrong tuning.
I could probably do it on your guitar.
So Derek, the top two strings go 2 frets higher for everything. He's got it.
That's as good as I'm gonna do. Oh no.
It's open C, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I've been
Yes.
messing with. It's funny. I like the Abgad quite a bit, but like the F sharp going to a G, even though it's more normal, totally seems weird. I like having the F sharp in there for some
Totally.
reason, just for those shapes.
Yeah.
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 But it's interesting.
Do you have any mod pedals into the? I mean, I have some on here, but none of them are on. There's actually currently no pedals on. That's just the gain and the verb from the amp. I tried open tunings once and I suck at it, so you know what? I'm gonna just stick with what I'm not great at.
That was like 2 negatives.
These are running into the loop too, right, Manny? Like, see, it
Sounds
sounds
nice.
nice and churchy, right?
It does. Just trying to think of the worship songs that I might remember from my past life.
I don't know any of them either until I get there Sunday morning, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Where's my chord chart?
Pretty much, yeah. I have an iPad for that now. I mean, they're all exactly the same. So once you start, it's like, oh yeah, this is how this goes.
Where do I put my capo and then play my C, F, and G chords? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's fun. It's fun sounds. Fun sounds. I like that big sky pedal.
How much does a combo weigh? 32 pounds, you say?
Oh yeah.
32.
2.3 stone.
Yes.
That's what it is. You just add a decimal in between the
But
numbers.
how many grams is it?
Hey Google, how many grams is 2.3 stone? I don't know. Somebody did the conversion, I think, in the comment section.
I did that.
2.3 stone.
Nice. I did the conversion last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning for price lists and stuff for like Japan and a bunch of other places of how many grams does everything that we make weigh.
Wow.
And just me and
You have to
Google.
do that with Purelator. They don't accept like pounds.
Yeah.
Everything is in grams.
Like not kilograms, but grams?
No, and yeah.
How many
and it's weird because I
ounces?
will say, like, obviously metric makes more sense, but like when I'm like measuring a box, it's like I want to put
Inches.
14 inches and not like whatever 40 point something. I don't know. I literally it's like
Centimeters,
3
yeah.
centimeters to an inch or something. Is that what it is? I don't know. It's dumb.
Ish,
It's
yeah.
it's dumb for smaller measurements.
Well, here's the thing. It's that we're dumb because we have this hybrid, like
We have
metric
both.
versus
Yeah.
There's lots of places that do that. Though. Like the UK, they do everything metric except for they weigh themselves in stones, and then the roads are in miles.
Miles.
It's
Yeah.
and it's
Oh, weird.
same but different. You know, we're metric, but I still like.
So
my
do the
license
cars?
is
So do the
6
cars go in miles or kilometers then?
miles?
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Like
Yeah.
I would burn our country to the ground if we had to start using centimeters and meters, but it makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah.
than inches. But boy, would I ever hate my life if I had to start figuring things out in centimeters.
That sounds nice.
Can you do a pine cap version? We tried it. Number one, we have a complete lack of being able to find like a source for like 12-inch wide pine. The other problem we have is because we manufacture up here in Winnipeg and our climate is like so not awesome. The joints move, like we were doing finger joints, kind of like a dovetail, but like easier to do. And you can feel the joints underneath the Tolex. Actually, you guys can kind of see like some of the prototype.
Some of the protos here. Yeah, we stacked them up.
Of where we started is kind of like behind Joey there, and there's at least one of those I think is a pine box.
I think the middle one might be.
And it was cool. It was lighter for sure, but then it's softer. It'll take a like if it gets dented, it's you're gonna see it, and more importantly, like running your hand along the top here. Great that you went to that shot right now, Stoves. That was perfect. You're doing great, bud. You're doing great.
Killing it.
You run your hand along here, and you can feel all the joints, and it changes. Like in the winter, it's real bad as everything kind of dries out and contracts, and yeah. So
When I moved back to Winnipeg from Toronto, like the first winter, like all my guitars freaked out. And living in Toronto because the humidity is pretty fairly, even.
Yep.
And I didn't have to take my guitars into the shop one single time. And then I came home and was like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, oh yeah, 0% humidity.
Yes.
All your guitars are just like.
yeah, I have. Bruce was watching earlier, and maybe he's still watching, but Bruce will vouch for the fact that I have taken in 2 of my Taylor guitars that I should not neglect. And I've taken them in where I could literally take like my credit card and slide it through the crack in the top.
I
because of how
love
badly
Taylors, and
cracked.
they're a great company, but I found selling them that they do that more quickly than Martins or Gibsons do. And maybe it's because like I don't know where they like it. I don't know if it has to do with they're built in California or not, but like it's just such a like climate shock. And it's like a lot of the offshore guitars too. Like honestly, at Quest, like thankfully my dad was there because he would just kind of like monitor them and make sure that the humidifiers are running and stuff. But like how many times do you run to Logom Lacroix to grab something and it's like the strings are up and the frets are popping out? It's like it's where we live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. You can't really fight it, and like it goes both ways because it goes into winter and everything shrinks, and then it goes into spring and everything expands.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah.
You know what's weird? When I was actually playing in a band, I never got my guitar set up, ever. I didn't start doing that until after we were like done playing, and Stobes was like, "Hey, you should get Bruce to set up one of your guitars," when he worked at Quest.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because it went from like literally, if I was teaching, I had it out for teaching, and then it lived in a case. Like here, I leave things on the wall, which is horrible.
Yeah.
It's very
But
dry
like,
here in the winter.
it wouldn't matter. Like, you know, doing shows from here to Alberta and back in the winter, it wouldn't matter. My guitars were always fine. I never felt like fret sprout or anything like that. I never had a problem with it. I never got anything ever set up or changed on my guitars, and they were always fine. Now that same guitar just like hates the
same
if
physical instrument.
yeah. Like if I take that
interesting.
Wolfgang of mine out
Yeah.
and leave it out on the wall, you'll cut your hand on it in the middle of the winter. I don't know if it's just because it lived in its case.
Maybe
or,
it's just sat for so long. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe that's something to be said about like if they're being played more and being worked more, that they're more rigid. I don't know.
Stoves is putting climate change so that we can just piss off a bunch of people. start dumb arguments about things that we are not qualified to talk about and have no idea about. Somebody asked, how many IRs can you have in the D25?
6 on the front of it.
That's presets. IRs, I think, would be either 24 or 32. I would have to double check. But presets, 128.
128, yeah, because that's how many MIDI commands you can use. You can store 6 on the actual switch on the amp, but if you're using MIDI, you could store that many on there, which I hope you're not doing, because that's crazy.
I was gonna say you need like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I use literally the Revv 412 IR
Yes.
for everything. Like it sounds really good, and I think it's the one that we captured at Stereo Bus. Is
Yes.
it not? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Magic Ears of Paul Yee.
Yeah.
The Magic Hands.
And
of
that
Paul Yee.
ART preamp or
Yeah.
power amp, whatever it is.
Yeah, the cheap, shitty power amp.
For
from
whatever
Lacroix.
reason, sounds phenomenal.
I mean, it's Paul.
yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
I love watching Paul's, Paul mic up a cab, because anytime I've ever watched Paul mic up a cab, he literally like walks over and like plunks it down in front, points it, and walks away. And I'm like, and the sounds are always phenomenal. And he's like, what? He's like, it's not hard. And I'm like,
It is hard. It's just not hard for him. Yeah.
like, yeah.
Because I do the same thing, and it takes me way longer to dial in a sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely has just like the touch.
He does. Yeah.
Jason Ross was asking about greenbacks. They're coming with vintage 30s. I don't know if on the online designer, if you could spec a greenback. You could email us. There'd be an upcharge, but you could email us, and we could put a greenback in it.
Dorian nodded.
You can choose a speaker on it there, bud? You got that all set up there, bud? That's pretty good? All right.
Looks good.
Thanks, bud.
Hard, yeah, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Friggin' hard, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bud. Sebastian.
All the Americans are just like, yes, finally. They're showing.
bunch of times, please, eh?
Frig, grow up.
Oh, jeez, bud.
Oh, man,
trailer
just
park.
grow up already, right?
Oh. What is it, 15 feet or 16 feet for free there, bud?
15.
I realized when I was on the road, like around 2018, that like this accent is like a that I use in my everyday is kind of like it's actually a persona, and who I truly am is like fucking right.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But if you do that when you're over the border, if you even let a little hair of your Canadian accent, that just the Americans get so frothy. And they're just like,
dude.
Oh, he's doing it.
It was like when Chase came in the Intervals green room with the ramen thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Intervals tour manager Chase is like the most Canadian person ever. And like anytime we tour in the States, people like, you just can't be, like he never has conflicts with anyone because they just think it's so funny. Like he comes into the green room and like we're in LA. And he does it on purpose. But he comes in there, he's like, yeah, let's go get some ramen. And all they look at him, he's like, yeah, you know, like the Asian soup. It's like
Ramen dudes?
Ramen noodles.
Yeah. We're just looking at him like, are you real? Like,
I love it.
Yeah, it's the best.
I love it.
Oh, Texas size 10-4 there, good buddy. Yeah. Derek is secretly from Wisconsin.
It's funny because I feel like the stereotypical Canadian accent is more of like a Minnesota, Wisconsin accent. Like, or East Coast, I guess. Or just like East Coast Canada.
There's some places I've been in Minnesota where I'm like, these people sound more Canadian than I do.
Totally,
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
But that's because I'm hiding, because I don't want to talk
Fargo?
about it.
Yeah, you're closeted when you're down there.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
I
you
go
know.
down there and I say house, mouse.
Yeah.
Because if you even like let a whisper of house, they're like, oh, you said house.
Yeah. It's like how my dad talks.
There's no W in it.
What's it, a boot? We don't say a boot. All right. Don't get me all worked up. I get all hot and bothered, and I get all mad about it.
You get mad that the Americans are making fun of you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've heard the Southern accent, right?
I feel like it's endearing.
It's like, have you been anywhere in America?
Yeah. We have nothing to worry about.
Anyway.
I do find like not just East Coast, but like people from Ontario,
Yeah. Especially Southern Ontario.
they say park.
Yeah,
Like there's
totally.
a hard R, like, hey Barb, we're going to the park.
My grandpa
Get in the car.
My grandpa was from Southern Ontario, and he was like, Jesus Christ, get in the car.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Yeah. Like that's
Care.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeremy-
all my family talks like that because I'm from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. So it's like
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. And it was funny because I didn't realize until I went back and I was like, wow, like this is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought Trailer Park Boys was a farce.
no, well, it's a bit of a stretch, but like I definitely know people like who legitimately did talk like that. But
For sure.
yeah,
For sure.
It's awesome.
I appreciate Canadians, the nicest people next to the Scottish.
I feel attacked. Good.
Bears.
Yeah. It's like 15 years of touring in the States, putting up with every single question under the sun. You should feel attacked. Okay, I'm just kidding. Kidding. It's all in good fun there,
We've
bud.
ruined our careers, Joe.
Don't get all worked up or whatever. Just chill out, right?
You know what, Pod? It's fine. Just it's all fine. You know what?
Quit taking yourself so serious, right?
Yeah.
No.
What else you guys-
unless Doug Strong is from Ontario.
Yeah.
Then no, we're with you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ontarians defending our pride. No one should be proud of. Where does Robbie live again?
Peterborough.
Peterborough, right? No
Man,
one. Should,
I've had a couple of interesting nights in Peterborough.
I was gonna say I've definitely played like at least one good show there.
my brother. Oh, nice, good. Oh, nice, good. Yeah. Oh, nice,
That's
good.
funny.
So we were supposed to talk about the old combo. You played the old combo that we had like way back? Do you remember? It was so heavy.
I brought a couple of the
unbelievably
210s out with Dallas on a run, and they sounded amazing. But like it was insane to move.
We did a Dynamis combo back in like 2016, I want to say.
I toured with one, with a white one.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a pig.
It weighed like 60 pounds or
Yeah,
70
It sounded
pounds.
very good, but
It was
like
very heavy. For an amp that didn't have a real reverb thing in it, was like, why is this so heavy?
Yes.
I don't know why.
The
actually.
reverb is made of ones and zeros. This doesn't make sense.
Yes. So, So people have been asking about like, is this your first combo? No, we tried and failed epically in the beginning because
It sound good though.
it did.
Yeah.
We just decided very quickly that we did not want to ship them.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't it that you just like made it so that the actual Dynamis head fit in the cabinet enclosure and it was the same chassis? Like,
No,
that's-
I had this stupid idea at the time that I was like, oh, we don't want front mount controls. We want like top mount controls, like on a
Right.
like on a Blues DeVille. So the way that the chassis had to be designed in order for it to work was just awful. So the chassis is why it's so heavy, because it was a steel chassis and it was massive. Like,
Yeah.
And it was just not good. That I'll take all of that on the chin. Printing it was also horrible. Like
Screen printing
like
it?
trying to screen print all of the controls and that on it was just terrible. It was a very, very poor choice.
I'm so sorry you
It
went
was
through all
not
that.
Dan's choice either. I was like, this is what we should do. And he's like, all right. And then he
Right.
did it. And then, yeah. And then we just stopped. I think we built like 15 of them. And I was like, okay, we're done with this now. Like, they're way too heavy. So Let Joey talk. Okay, Plexico. Go ahead, Joey.
These were the best of times. They were, oh yeah, give me some music.
No, I didn't
The
even
best
realize
of
I was playing.
times, and it was the worst of times. And I've actually been talking quite a bit. Yeah. Is that Duncan Plexico?
I don't know.
Tolexing it sucked as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tolexing is very hard. I don't know anything about those things.
It's a horrible job.
yeah.
It's the worst.
All I know is that my dad had a friend who did a bunch of it, and like his arms were like messed up.
Some people watching the stream probably already know this, but I tell lots of people this. That is the only job here that I have never done.
Right.
Is Tolexing. And it is the one job that when we started, and it was just like Dan and my brother Scott and I, and later on my brother Kurt and Colin, like when it was just, like 4 or 5 of us.
Right.
I was like, I will never, ever learn Tolexing because I know what is going to happen to me. I'm going to be like, because the shop used to be right behind my house, right? And I'm like, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be like, well, my wife's in bed, the kids are in bed, and I've got to get this order out so we get paid, and everybody gets paid, so I'll just quickly rip out there. And I'm like, I'm going to end up Tolexing head shells till like 2 o'clock in the morning every other night because I'm just going to be like, oh, we got to get this done, And I'm like, if I just never learn how to do it, I can't do it.
And you can't do it.
And I've just, from that day, also because it's just the worst, that I was like, I'm never going to learn this part of it. So, yeah.
And now we have David, who's amazing at it and likes doing it.
Yeah, David.
God bless you, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, David is phenomenal at it. Like the cornerless on these, like
Yeah.
he got them so good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he got it super
That's not
tight.
easy to do.
No. It's really
that
not.
thing.
Yeah.
When I told them, I'm like, hey, I'd like these to be cornerless. They were like, yeah, we don't know how to do that. I'm like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
figured it
You
out.
will.
Oh, he literally
Oh.
figured it out.
Cody saying it ain't that bad. All right, cool.
Okay, Cody, get in here.
I have an idea to get a hot rod DeVille and paint it white and black like Cruella DeVille. I think that's a great idea.
That's very,
you should
very
do it
funny.
and send us a picture.
I think that's what they should call all of them because
Yes.
the tone that comes out of them is so cruel.
Dude, I've always said, like I used to own, like back when I played in an actual band, I had a boogie for like a rectifier for high gain tones, which I know is right in your wheelhouse. So rectifier with a 4x12 for like crunch tones / high gain tones. But then I had Fender 410 DeVille for clean tones.
Right.
And I actually got not Red Rocks, but there was another guy that was out near Larry that used to do mods on those amps for like $75. He'd mod your DeVille,
Right.
and it would actually sound like way more like a Marshall. It was way cooler.
The 212 ones were all right. Apparently, the Mike Landau like signature DeVille is awesome, and I'd love to try one. But
You hear that, Fender? You know where to send it.
He's one of my favorite guitar players in the whole wide world.
Yeah, he's another one.
He
eh?
Yeah.
he reached out to Sean to tell Sean that he appreciated the kind words that Sean said about him on one of his YouTube
Shut the
videos.
frig up.
And then told him that he was really impressed with Sean's playing and asked
For a guitar lesson?
asked about his said his pedal sounds real great. I'm like, we'll send him whatever he wants.
Send him 5 of them.
Well, we sent 2 because we screwed up. We were supposed to send him the overdrive, and somebody sent him the boost, like one of the prototype boosts. They like just sent it right out the door. And
Wait,
I'm
so
like,
you have Mike Landau's address?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sean has his phone number. Sean talks to him.
Man, I like back in like 2011, I went to LA with a band that I was playing in, and anyway, he was playing at the Baked Potato, and I bought tickets to go see him, and it was
a great venue.
unbelievable. Oh man, it was so good. But I cornered him in the bathroom. Well, I didn't corner him in the bathroom, but we went. The bathroom was small. We went in the same bathroom, and he was going pee, and he came out, and I was just like, man, I have to say something. Like we're like,
Yep.
and I was like, man, Mike, you're playing means so much to me. I'm such a huge fan. Like everything you do, like Live 2000, I have like worn out the MP3s, blah 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 blah. And he was like, oh cool man, I really have to wash my hands. And I was like, yeah, cool. And just to this day, I can't, I can't forgive myself. It keeps me up at night. But I love him.
Sean was telling me a story about when I don't know if it was the first time or the only time he met Dan Huff. It was the same thing. He was playing like whatever, like the AMAs, like
American Music
American
Awards.
Music or like CMAs or something like that.
CMAs would be like with Carrie. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was, but he was. I thought he said he was in like the house band for whatever
have
it was.
one of those root beers.
Yes, you may.
Just
Also,
realized
yeah,
that this
Chris
was still
Carlson,
there.
it is absolutely not bad etiquette to talk about Joey's signature 2-rock amp because I wish I had one. So, but
I'll loan you mine.
I will borrow it at some point. It'll be like your,
Like my King of Tone. Like,
King of
can,
Tone that just-
can I get my amp back?
you're like, yeah, sure, we can do that at some point.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sean met Dan Huff, and like Sean said, like, oh, hey Dan, like just wanted to let you know, like a huge fan and whatever. And like Dan walked up to him and was like, I'm old enough to be your dad, and walked right past him, like just totally like, what? Like Sean was like, okay.
That's also so weird. Like, was he? Did he think that he was hitting on him or something?
know.
Listen, we can't do this. I'm too old for you.
Exactly.
Like, I just wanted to say I liked your playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. So.
Somebody, what was that thing about the Chili's waiter? That was funny.
Probably Kyle. Yeah. it
One
is
time I
Kyle.
went to the bathroom in Chili's and the waiter came up in the urinal and said, leaned over and said, so do you guys need any more napkins? Or that is very, very, very funny. I love that. I love that. So
I feel like so many things have happened to Kyle at Chili's.
I mean, there's your problem.
Yeah.
Your problem is,
The amount of time you spent at Chili's?
yeah. Did you guys, did you ever spend a lot of time in a Perkins?
Oh, yeah,
Man.
man.
I'd fuck up a Perkins.
The
I tell
fucking
ya.
bread bowl at Perkins was like the move for the
You
longest
could still
time.
smoke inside at Perkins for a while. Like when I was in high school, it was like they banned smoking inside except for some
Go
reason.
to the VLTs for breakfast and have a pack of darts.
Oh man, it was awesome. Just going smoke an entire pack of Export 8 Golds and
before they were $20.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
no,
and
no
just
green
eat-
for the green death.
cheese quesadillas because they were the cheapest thing on the menu.
Cheese quesadillas or their Reuben sandwich or their bread bowl.
Yeah.
Bread
And
bowl.
the Tim
Those were always
Hortons,
the
the Tim
move.
Hortons bread bowl.
Tim Horton.
And then
You're
you
too
could
young.
eat the bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Then
A lot of bread.
Yeah, exactly. You can have an entire loaf
By
of
the
bread.
time the chili's done, it's just like a slab of like kind
You
of
thought
bread.
you were being remotely healthy by having a salad today. You are very wrong.
Yeah. You got
You
smoked.
guys smoke cigarettes or weed? No, not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm old.
I quit smoking. I quit smoking a while ago.
I was never really a weed guy, and I smoked cigarettes when I was very young, like way too young to be smoking cigarettes.
Right.
Nice.
I actually smoked cigarettes for a very long time.
Yeah, well, you smoked when I met you.
Yeah. So crazy.
Yeah.
Why is
Oh, why is it root beer night?
yeah.
So, Joey doesn't drink. So, cheers.
Cheers.
And
Sorry?
I like root beer. So,
Derek likes sodas. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at
me
me.
too.
I
Yeah.
mean, come on. Like, how can you not?
Yeah. I'm 8 years sober. You guys certainly are allowed to drink beer.
Oh yeah.
Like
I did have a beer going, but I'm switching
How
to the bubblies now.
I'm just kidding.
exactly. I told you explicitly that it wasn't allowed in the building.
It's gotta be dry.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Duncan wants to know if I'm bringing a small board or the big board for Crossroads. I'm rebuilding my big board. I built a small pedal board on the internet we're trying to do some YouTubing, which is fun. But I built this little board and I hate it.
Yeah.
I just tried to get it to do too much stuff, and the footprint is so small, and it does all the stuff that I want it to do, but it's like, it's just clunky, you know,
Right.
to get at all the sounds. So I just want to, I'm going to go back to the big board, but I'm going to rethink the big board.
I'm starting to do that. So this is my the physical board is what I'm going to use.
Yeah.
But
Is that one of the Vertex boards? What is that?
no, it's a Creation flat board, and then
Okay.
I've got fix it pedals. The like bridge is like I think it's fix it pedals. So it does,
Okay,
like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
Thing and
That's the
fix all or something.
I think
don't know.
that's the company that makes the makes the Vertex boards, and they're great.
Probably, yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I have that with this like little bridge thing, and then I've got the Gig Rig G3
Hell yeah.
and a bunch of stuff that I have no idea how to use.
Yeah, there's
That
another one that I should
Manny
probably figure out how to
and
program.
I got 2 of the Gig Rig G3s so that Sam could have one on his board, and then he could program mine.
What's nice is that I'm pretty sure I could program mine and then just beam it onto yours and tweak it, like with
Yeah,
the
you
app
can.
and everything. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty easy.
I know it very, very well, so if you need
sure.
any help, but I'm sure you'll figure it out.
You and Chad Murphy, Dallas's utility guy, also is like a wizard with it. But
Right.
I will pick your brain because I was looking at it and I think I understand it, but it's just going to take a lot to put it together.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory once you get
Yeah.
into it.
So I'm struggling to figure out which pedals, because I have many,
Yeah.
what I'm actually going to leave on there and what I'm not. And like, I want to have like overdrives in places that I can just swap them out for whatever the new flavor is. That, because there's, like we just said earlier, like there's so much new awesome shit that comes out that you want to be able to try whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah. So, I don't know. One day when Manny has time, that'll get done.
Never.
Yeah. But we just took this to NAMM and we decided, because we do like gear and beer like what we're doing here, that I'm like, hey, we should bring this and like get some of the guys that are launching pedals at NAMM. Let's get some of their pedals, throw it on the board for at the show and shoot little interview videos with them talking about what their new thing is. So we had like Kernome guys and we had Zach, like our buddy over at Mythos. And who else do we had? Oh, the Walrus guys with the new fundamentals.
Oh, yeah.
Pedals, like
Yeah, yeah.
they're $99 to $130. They sound great for $100, like
Yeah.
better than a Boss pedal, that's for sure. So, yeah. So, Glenn, who are you asking what they're using for reverb? Joey? Sorry, I should go back. Chris asked about your amp. Tell everybody about your amp, because it sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, the amp is it's a limited edition thing. They're already all sold out, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, unfortunately, that's just is what it is. It's like collaboration between myself and Two Rock, and I had originally reached out to those guys after playing Josh Smith's TS1, which is like a staple in their lineup, and I said, yeah, I loved it, and you know, how many children do I need to sell in order to get one? And we started sort of talking about like what kind of stuff I was into, and we found out that Eli Lester and I are both massive fans of old brown face Fender amps. And so I said like, well, could we make one of those with harmonic trem? And he was like, nah, it's such a pain in the ass, and this circuit is hard, and it's a lot of tubes, and it's heavy, and it'd be really expensive, and blah, 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 blah. So he sort of said, no, yeah, we won't do it. And then he called me one day and was like, let's do it.
Nice.
So that's kind of the thing. And I think you may see something like in their lineup similar to it down the road if people wind up asking for it. They may sort of revisit some of the things. But it's basically their sort of classic preamp with a few tweaks to the voicing of it that I sort of asked for, and harmonic trim and bias trim, which was found in the Silverface. And it's just awesome. It's an awesome sounding amp. And I'll loan you mine.
Yeah.
I don't play guitar anymore, really, hardly ever.
Yeah.
So not unless I'm in the van.
Yeah. As long as you're not on tour, then it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we trade children for gear? It doesn't go well.
I don't know how good does your kid sleep?
Yeah. Also, I'd be pretty nervous about the guy that would be willing to trade you gear for children.
I also don't think it's legal.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Not here.
I mean, it's a nice
Somewhere.
It is a nice sentiment, and I'm sure your kids are great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chris, it's true. And then a 310 cab, which is pretty cool. So you run it off of the 4-ohm tap, and you get a bit of an impedance mismatch, which is very, very, very cool. Heidi is watching. She says Derek already has too many. Too many. What amps or kids?
I was gonna say. So, are you saying that we're gonna trade one for some new gear, like Joey's new amp? Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, nice, good.
Oh, nah.
Oh, that is very funny.
I'm in so much trouble. Joey.
Honey, I didn't realize you were watching.
No, I know she's watching. Most of these she watches, and she ends up saying later, like,
You're just such a disappointment.
Yeah, exactly.
My wife too. Weird.
Too much gear, too many kids. Yes. Joey, what does your pedal board consist of?
What does my pedal board consist of? It's gonna. I'm working. I actually brought it, but I didn't have the brain cells to pull it out of my guitar case. But I'm working on a prototype fuzz pedal with my buddy Dan Drive.
Nice.
So we're collaborating on like a zonk style circuit fuzz. So something very different than anything that I've sort of worked on before. It was just like he sent me one of his pedals and I said, I really like this, but I wish it would do this. And he was like, what else do you wish it would do? And so we just started working on it. So and that's coming up. That's going to be finished soon. So that's going to be on the board. The Kernum Ridge, I think, is going to be my sort of drive section because I love that it does MIDI stuff.
Yes.
So I kind of will be able to use it as, like normally I have a handful of other drives on my board.
Yep.
But I think I'm going to be able to, use the Kernum and the MIDI presets to kind of have it do the job of a few different drives. Because I usually have like one drive that'll pair with fuzzes, and then one drive is like my main drive sound, and yada yada yada. So I think I'm gonna sort of revolve it around there. And then I have like a slew of like sort of ambient micro looper things that I run into my wet cabs. So there's going to be basically like a drive section, which will go only to the and some modulation, like some subtle modulation stuff that will go to the dry amp, and then some pretty wacky stuff will go to the wet cabs. And I'm really trying to recreate some sounds that I'd used in the past that I really enjoyed and I'm kind of missing. Like the last year, I built this really big board that was doing like some sequencing and some sort of like no live looping, but was sort of running loops and like parts from our record and stuff. And it was like a cool exercise in like trying to figure out how to make that happen, but actually using it wasn't that much fun.
Right.
It just kind of was like, oh, this is cool, and I thought it up, and I accomplished it, but I don't really want to use these sounds.
Right.
So I wanna try to create some more ambient stuff that will be fun to play with.
Right.
And be, help just create some new moments in the live band. So that's kind of what the big board is like, and it's going to be finished soon. So
Nice.
I'll be posting pictures of it and probably make a video about it. Awesome.
I have no idea if mine will be finished soon. Manny's like, nope.
Me
nope,
either.
won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked what the back panel of the amp looks like.
Or what's on it. Do we want to turn it around? I can just tell you what's
No.
on it here. It's similar to the D20. You got your power, you got your fuses. There is a Footswitch jack on this one, which is obviously new because this amp takes a Footswitch. There's ground lift, there's the mono XLR output, there's the USB jack, there's the external bias points, there's the MIDI jack, there's the cabinet light jack, the effects loop, and then you have your speaker jack and your extension cabinet jack. So you can hook it up to an extension cab at the same time.
You get all that?
Yeah. Whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, all the stuff. I mean, all the necessary things, that you would expect, including with this, the Footswitch, the MIDI, the 2 notes output. Otherwise, pretty standard amp things. Yeah.
What do you guys think of how it sounded, how it looks?
I like how it looks. I like how it sounds.
I like it a lot.
I like it.
I like
It's nice. Yeah, it's bright, but it's full,
No, mono 2 notes, just like the D20. Stereo and the big boys. Sounds good when he plays it.
Sure does.
Thanks, Flux. My wife is not going to watch Kyle Bull's gear tour. This dude has, he puts me to shame with the amount of amps and stuff he has and guitars. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I really like it. Sorry, this is nice.
Oh, dude, yeah, the Eastman, man, that hollow body that we had at our booth from Eastman was, unbelievably good, too.
Visual Customizer is live now. Thanks, Dorian.
Oh, yeah. Hey, bud.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, good work there, bud.
Yeah, killed
Oh,
it.
thanks.
Nice.
Way to do your job.
So if you go to the link that Kyle just posted there, the visualizer / customizer for the D25s is now up, so you can customize yours and see all the different Tolex options that we have. And we'll have more soon because Derek ordered a bunch more that we have to take pictures of.
Sure did.
So
I
that'll be
went,
great.
to, all of our Tolex suppliers and like, what do you have that we don't have? We already have like 30 or 40 options. I'm like,
Do you have Cruella de Vil?
no.
Well,
I mean, we could make them do like part of it in white
Is it
and
like-
part of it in black.
Is it like furry?
I mean, or like a zebra print. Hey, Grant. Grant from Perth. Miss you too, man. Hopefully get back there soon. Perth, Australia.
Were you just in Perth when you were in Australia, or?
No, we were actually mostly on the East Coast. We were
Perth's way out there. Way
yeah,
west.
but I have family over there, so I did spend like a week on the West Coast.
It's very cool. It is different than like Melbourne, Sydney, but it definitely is still Australia.
Definitely.
A little more outbacky.
Has Joey ever gigged with the Strymon? What do you mean? With a Strymon? Oh, the Strymon baked guy. Ah. No, I haven't. You know what? I'm not a big reverb pedal guy.
Yeah.
Never really have been. I'm like, I really like just spring reverb.
Good
in an
amp verb.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like those sounds. It's just I don't really go for them.
I heard you say the Strymon was shit just a second ago.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Complete, utter trash. No, I'm kidding. I really like what they make.
When
I
we
have
cut
an
out
out.
clips later, that's the one.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend who works for Strymon.
It's
Please
funny,
don't do that.
We can just put it, we can phone it after and be like, Joey, what do you think of this? And then go back to complete utter trash every time.
Joey's 2 Rock. Oh boy. Yeah, no. I had Derek's timeline on my pedal board for like 40 years, the entire time that I've known him. I have an El Capistan. I actually really want to get one of the new El Capistans.
Oh, the MIDI one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great pedal. I got the Flint because Sean kept everywhere we went to do videos. Sean would be like, "Do you guys have a Flint?" And I'm like,
I had never tried it
think
before
he
we
does.
got it here.
Yeah,
It's great. It's such a great pedal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
I had one and then I sold it because I'm just a bit of an idiot.
I still have your Mobius.
Well, yeah, I sold that to you though. That's your Mobius.
Yes, but I still have it somewhere
Yeah.
in my pile of stuff. Have you checked out the H90, or do you like the Eventide stuff?
I do like the Eventide stuff. I actually, for a while, I had 2 H9s on my pedal board. I did
Yeah.
the dual H9 thing. But I did not like that there was no control surface.
Okay.
You know, or it was like, oh, you can program like certain whatever. Lots of people love them. They're great. But I want to be able to go, oh God, that's not the sound I want. And,
Right.
But I think the H90 kind of solves that. But H90 does look really, really good.
Yeah. I talked to them at NAMM and was like, "Do you do industry accommodation for this thing?"
And they were like, no, yes, yeah, we'll send you one. Give us money for it.
No, actually, shockingly, they were like, actually, would you like to trade for something? And I was like, oh, what? I'm like, what of ours would you like? I'm like, yes. And they're like, how many do you want? I'm like, 2.
Are they going to send you 2?
When they come back in stock, we're going to trade for something. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my dad got one.
George asked, do you guys like that Source Audio collider? I think it
Yes.
sounds phenomenal.
It's on that board over there. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I just, you know.
I did get used to the layout on it, but once I did, it is really, really good. It's very hi-fi. All the sounds are very just like big.
All the
big
stuff they
verbs.
make is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. I had a bunch of their stuff. I picked up a bunch of their stuff and wound up selling it, not because I didn't like it, but just because I wasn't using it. So, but great stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. So, any other questions or anything you guys have, or anything you guys want to hear? Because we're getting close to 2 hours here. I mean,
I love this Poo Ninja guy. I love him.
oh yeah,
he's the
dude, he's the best.
Yeah. He's on every stream.
Tide.
Yeah, he wants, dude. He every stream he comes on and asks when we're gonna make is it the G350 or the P350 where he wants a 6x12 combo made that's 350 watts.
He literally said that on this stream already.
Yeah, I'm like, no. That's so stupid.
The best.
Yep.
Man, you guys did it though. You made
This is
We
a
did.
612
There's
right
one
here.
right there.
yeah.
Yeah. And I will say,
Don't you need those?
so at the Comeback Kid show, like the first show Higher Liz ever played was opening for Comeback Kid, and they had just picked up the cabs. And Jeremy's like, "Yeah, you can use them." And our other guitar player ended up getting COVID and not being able to do the gig, so I plugged into both of them, and it was awesome. I mean, I would never ever like willingly bring that, but it was available, and I was like, "Let's try it out."
I helped Paul moved that from the loading bay at the studio to the, and it was like, no,
Oh,
You
it's
didn't
awful.
want to
Not
pair
today.
them?
And it's funny, the
Like,
comeback
you
kid guys take them like without cases. Like Jeremy probably just was like, and just takes them because
You
he's
can
huge.
have like
but-
the Turok as the dry amp, and then two 6x12s, and powered by D20s, 20 watt heads powering. You know,
just the thought of it hurts my feelings.
Oh no.
It's too loud.
Jason Ross asked if you can hear any Let It Lie. And Nick, any thoughts, any takes on the hockey playoffs?
Jets are
I
out.
mean,
The
the
Jets
Jets-
are out in 5.
I mean, the Jets aren't doing great right
No.
now, so
Go Jets, go.
yeah,
Go hockey.
yeah. You're not a hockey guy, are you?
I don't dislike hockey, but I could give a.
Do you skate?
Do I skate? I can't. I can only turn left on ice skates.
Okay.
So if I want to go to the right, I have to turn
You
left
didn't have
three
to say
times.
anything more. You just called them ice skates, and I was like, I know who you are. That was enough said, bud. Enough said.
I'd like to think the Jets will come back, but they're going to be out.
Yeah.
They're not playing like they want it right now. Yeah.
I was in Vegas with Dorian the morning that they were playing like the first game of the playoffs.
Right.
And I was like, I need to go home. I can't stay here, even though the tickets are probably like $3 because it's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's funny when you're in Phoenix.
I'm a
like,
dedicated fan.
in Phoenix, it's like the smallest arena in the NHL. I think it's like under 10,000 cap, and the tickets are just so cheap too. You can go do that.
2 12 cabs that lock together with a triple faceplate head that also locks together. Yes. Jason Ross.
Nice.
Happy
There you go.
birthday to you.
Are you playing near Niagara Falls anytime in the future?
I don't think so. I think the closest we'll get to Niagara Falls is going to be Toronto. And I don't know when we are doing Canadian. I don't think we're actually doing any Canadian touring this year. Might be waiting for next year. Unfortunately.
Is it putting you on the spot? Are you allowed to say anything about like Bonnie Raitt is coming to Winnipeg?
We will not be in town because we're going to be playing Crossroads.
Oh, well, that's acceptable.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. We did get to hang out with Bonnie at Byron Bay Blues Festival, and that was awesome. It was very, very cool.
Yeah.
Let's hear "Kiss" by Prince. Nah, that's okay. No, what is it? Fuck, I don't know.
It's a weird voicing, yeah. It's one of those voicings where like you think it's right and it's not. There's just like
Yeah.
a weird note in there.
I feel like I used to know it,
Yeah.
but no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, what else do you guys want to hear? Because our buddy Brett from Premier Guitar is Fuzzard is his band there, and he's wondering when you're going to be back in Minneapolis, St. Paul.
May 15th, we'll be at the Turf Club.
Nice. Oh, nice, good.
Nice, good. Good. I'm trying to think of something Joni says, but the best thing that she has said is, "Oh darn, oh shit."
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice, good.
Why so many pick guards tonight? Strats have to have pick guards. I mean, Strats have to. Joey can be forgiven because his guitar's awesome, but I mean,
I don't know, guys. Just get over it, all right?
no, never.
Play more music.
One day that guitar will be left at Stereo Bus, and you'll come in the next morning. There'll be no pick guard.
Melt it off.
Yeah, all the holes are like wood filled and paint matched. I'm like, what? Yeah. Why did you make an amp that I need so badly? We made it just for you.
Capitalism, have you heard of it?
Yes, exactly. It's a wonderful system. Last picture shown by Stone Temple Pilots.
It does sound so great. That's nothing on. Which one am I plugged into?
This one right here.
Is the gain boost on?
I think so.
It is not a high gain amp.
No, but it takes. It
But
takes things
if
in
you
front
get
of it,
one
breaks
of
up
these,
nice.
than it is.
Yes.
So
Very much
don't be
so.
such a baby.
Hey, Dory and David Reese says the Canadian customizer's not working out there, bot. Come on now. Ah, what are you doing?
The USD. Go on the US site and you can still visually do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yes, it can run an extra cabinet. It'll be at 8 ohms. Oh, yeah. I don't know what else to talk about.
What time is it? Is it 9:30?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
probably.
man, I gotta go home, you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go to bed.
Do you know if Australian dealers? Yes, they have sessions with Jeff. Yes. Music and Audio has 15 or 20 of them coming in. So yeah. So
Yeah, they're out.
oh, I forgot to say that it's $18.99 US.
Yeah.
Canadian dollars. That's another question for another time.
The low 2000s.
Yeah, 24 maybe.
3,000, I think.
know.
3 or
$7 million.
4,000.
Yeah.
Thanks.
18 US. Yeah.
How much negative feedback are you using on the new amp?
Yes,
Ooh,
they
that's-
do.
That is a Dan question. Not
You
a
bet.
David question.
That is totally a Dan question. Maybe
Yes.
we'll get Dan on here at some point soon to talk about the new stuff and just talk about some of his approach to that.
You guys should get a wild jam going. Yeah, I'm not really that guy. So we tried that earlier. Saw how it went. It was really good when they did it. And I just sat here. It was really nice.
I like this Poo Ninja guy. You know, I really do. I really do like
he's-
him. Do we
he's
know who
amazing.
he is?
We're not allowed to talk about that.
Okay, all
But
right.
I do. Like,
right.
there's only a few of us, I think, that know who he is.
All right. No, I don't want to know. I don't want to
Yeah.
know. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But
The
that's great.
mystique is.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
He's
Listen, Poo Ninja,
literally-
I like you. I said this the last time I was on.
He's
like this guy.
literally on every like gear-related YouTube channel on the planet.
Really?
Like he comments on every video. He lives on the moon. He's not far from it. It's true.
Everything is also Darth Vader. Like he posted that when we did that songwriting contest or whatever, like the riff contest, he entered and just was like yelling into a mic with the Vader mask on. It was great. Oh man, cool,
Yeah.
sweet.
I actually did think it was Kyle, Robbie, just so you know. Like in the early days, I was like,
It's not
this
Kyle.
has to be Kyle.
We thought
is
it
not.
was. It is not. We've confirmed
Yeah.
it's not Kyle, but we thought it was Kyle. It's not.
Think about it. They never both comment at the same time. You know what? That's because that's what Kyle's purposely sitting there quiet being like, I want everybody to think I'm the Poo Ninja.
That's so stupid.
If that Bogner fought the SLO, who's going to win? The Bogner will just destroy that SLO. So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is this the outro jam, boys?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
is.
an outro jam. Thanks for tuning in, guys. The
Yeah.
D25 is available now. Thanks for joining us, Joey. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, dude.
My pleasure.
Fun watching you
Thanks
play.
for having me.
Yeah, great hang. This is always what it degrades to by the end of the evening. What is that overdub going on?
This is forever, though, right?
Yes, oh yeah, it goes
yeah.
on for like 5 minutes. Yeah, and he just laughs the whole time.
That sounds awesome.
I'm out. I'm just leaving. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Good night.
There's so many more now than there
I
was.
just lost my inners.
Thanks, everybody. See you guys, I don't know, next week. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was stupid.